Are you gonna say anything?
Oh, yes.
I thought he was waiting for 30 seconds.
I was still waiting. And hello, here we are with the Turbo Magnum podcast.
We're a little.
Did you
rusty.
say polygast?
I think that's a Pokemon.
That's what I thought too.
It might be Pokemon.
I thought he said polygast. Like, that was a good one.
If y'all can't tell, we're a little rusty, but we're all alive.
Sorta, yeah. I mean, what's considered to be alive nowadays? So yeah, sure.
Frankenstein monster style. Yeah. So we're.
How
back.
are you? You mean mentally or physically?
Mentally is rough. Physically, well, when you're locked up in your house for 2 months.
Which is fine for me.
Yeah, I didn't mind it, but
I mean, yeah, I'm a introvert at heart.
I'll be towards the end. I was just running out of shit to do, and that was the hard part. And I was like,
you could have called me anytime.
I'm ready to go do something now. So I had to do a lot of homework. I haven't done homework in 13, 14 years. So
What kind of homework you do at barber school, my
it's
guy?
a barber college. You still got to learn shit. A lot of things.
What, the name of the cut, motherfucker? Like,
Well, yeah, there's that too, but there's a lot of different things about learning about equipment and chemicals and hair and diseases, and you have to learn about all that shit. So don't fuck with me.
Space mats. Space mats.
Space Nats. What the
They
fuck's
don't
a
prepare
space
you on
nat?
how to cut a screaming Mexican child
Oh.
when it is buried its head into his mother, and you cannot communicate to his mother. Well, you need to help me hold this kid still. That's a lot of
I've
fun.
been learning Spanish.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hit me with something.
Hola.
So, Cody, how you been doing?
Oh, I've been playing video games and nothing's changed really, other than the fact that I almost ran out of toilet paper for about a week.
Dude, me too.
Have y'all seen what a $60 can get you on Amazon toilet paper?
Mm-mm.
It's probably about 4 feet tall, probably about 2 feet wide, and it's just nothing but toilet paper.
Bet it's that single ply stuff they use in prison.
Maybe.
Yeah, but it's toilet paper. I was getting pretty desperate myself, man. I didn't re-up before everything happened.
Right.
So, I was getting low, and I was like, look, man,
Like-
I ain't trying to be that guy, but I'm going to get me some toilet paper.
I was
You know.
expecting there to be no milk, bread, meat. You know, I did not expect no toilet paper.
Yeah.
Did not see that coming.
I mean, that definitely was a problem at the very beginning, and even a little bit in the middle. Like, there was a couple of times I went to some stores, and there wouldn't be a lot of meat, there wouldn't be a lot of bread, but, the toilet paper towel thing was weird. It was just weird.
I don't
how
understand
much do
how
need?
you went from virus, shit, I need toilet paper,
It's not diarrhea, my guy.
versus, when in the South, when you're like, hey guys, it's going to probably snow, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, milk, bread, let's fucking go.
Gone.
Yep, bread, milk.
Instantly.
Bread, milk, right now. Because, I mean,
Like,
that
what do you
will
make with those two things? What are you making with bread and milk?
Milk sandwich, dog. You never had one?
You ain't never had bread cereal, dude? Come
God.
on. It's just torn up pieces of bread. Pour a little milk in there. It's healthy.
Oh, my God.
Cannot.
It's filling.
Unlike
I no
a
longer
bunch of
wanna live
other
on this
states, we had a relatively good experience with COVID. You know, like, our shit wasn't that bad. We still only have 4,000 cases in total, and then majority of them recovered. And then we never had to do a lockdown. There were some curfews put in some places, but
Yeah. And
nothing got super serious.
And that's the thing is, they said, a gigantic margin of the cases here in Arkansas, it was 75-85% of them were asymptomatic. So they've tested positive and felt 100% fine. So, I don't know. It's a weird thing. Definitely, everybody's heard everything about it so far. So it's been crazy, though, for sure. It's been hey, I was able to clean out the roster a little bit of shows and games I needed to play.
we were still working, sadly.
Yeah, y'all are essential?
I have my essential paperwork over here in the trash.
Please let them pass.
What about that bonus y'all are supposed to get? Okay, let's not talk about that stuff.
Anyway, so we've all been playing our video games, but we haven't been able to actually get together. Mike was sick for like a month, but he didn't have the Rona.
Yeah, I never got tested officially, but I talked to a nurse friend of mine, and she was like, you have some of the symptoms, but I don't think it's worth trying to go down there and get tested. Where she says, I don't feel like that's what it is.
Yeah, so he just kind of self-quarantined for about a month.
Yeah,
and
I
then
stayed alone for a while, so.
Then after that, we just were lazy for a month.
Well,
So
people are having to deal with a bunch of different things. Y'all were still having to work, and technically, I didn't really need to be spending too much money because I did not plan on being out of school for 2 months. That was not in the budget.
So it took us a while, but we're here. We're here. We made
fine.
it. This one was kind of impromptu as well, so we kind of we came ill prepared slightly, but we can stack some shit up real quick. So let's move to the docket, I guess. Unless it's Ivan, you wanna?
I broke the shit out of my machine yesterday.
Oh
yeah.
How bad is broke the shit?
Like, are we going to have a new job later this week?
No, it
or...
was,
okay.
The same thing that happened last year when Taylor distracted me. Andrew came up to me and distracted me, so that's the exact same thing happened.
Oh no. Oh no. How mad was the boss?
He was madder the next day because on top of me crashing the machine, apparently I ran bad quality along with it. So it's fine. I love my life.
So how's everything else?
That's fine. I'm
Yeah.
fine.
Everything's fine?
Everything's fine.
That's the sign of a man that's on the edge. On the edge.
All I'm imagining right now is that meme of that dog sitting inside and the house is on fire.
Yes,
It's like,
this is fine. Everything is fine. That is 2020 in a nutshell. That meme is 2020. It's just, this is fine. Everything's okay.
So, on the topic of the Rona, I'm sure this is old news for anyone who's listening, but we're gonna talk about GameStop and the beginning of the Rona. Bro, the way they handled this shit, like there was a whole subreddit of it filled up. Like GameStop employees have their own subreddit, right? And they were talking about it, and they were posting. They were like, "Yeah, even if you have the symptoms, you gotta go in." Like they weren't wiping counters down. There was no social distancing. Motherfuckers were just there, and it was like, "Yo, dog, what the fuck?" So it was a company is failing to address the coronavirus. I got an article up here.
Man, this came to my attention over a podcast I listened to, a gaming podcast, and they were talking about this, and it was the most ridiculous thing. I said it sounded like something Remington would do. I can say that. I don't work for them anymore. It sounds like some shady shit from a company that cannot afford a fucking pandemic right now. We cannot afford to not be open. We will die. That is where they are right now.
This is, they said right here is like, this was a manager. I had a region call and a district call today. Both showed very little care for the employees, said GameStop manager. The focus is on sales. Wow.
Corporate. I heard corporate. Let's just put that down. Corporate told them told the government basically that they are essential.
Corporate told the government that they were essential without getting a clarification. GameStop corporate told the stores and the store managers and GMs, if anybody tries to shut you down, just have them call or email our office. And then the level, because what happened was somebody recorded a high tier meeting of the GameStop gods or whatever the fuck they are, somebody recorded one of their meetings and transcribed it so you could listen to it.
Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, they didn't transcribe it. That's the wrong way. They didn't transcribe that. You could listen to it.
One of them is, if you did not bring gloves, put plastic bags over your hands,
Yes.
tape it up, and then use that. If you have a customer, ask them what they want and hand it back to them through the way on the other side of the door, and then close the door back. Lay it on the ground. Don't hand it to them. Put it on the ground.
If somebody has corona, if they have something happen and a case pops up, or they find out evidence that somebody had one, or an employee even had it, they're to shut the store down. That evening, the cleaning crew will come in that will apparently be coming in every night to clean and delouse the stores every day and every night. That's going to be the employees that work there. The cleaning crew will clean the room and in the area, and then they will open back up the next day.
So here it says, we're in the middle of this health crisis and we got a task from regional director telling us to throw a tech trade event. They said another manager said that the company has told staff not to turn trades away for any reason and to take advantage of increased traffic.
Take advantage of this situation we're in right now. This
Right.
dire situation. Let's look at our profits.
They were saying, further up it says, they were saying they should wear gloves, but GameStop won't provide them. You have to find them. Like what y'all were saying about the plastic bags. Jesus Christ.
Now listen.
I'm so ready for them to go the way of Blockbuster.
Listen. There's a lot of people that are doing what they're doing right now. I can't just single out GameStop, even though it's like there's a lot of people that are like, we can't afford to do this. We have to do whatever we can to try to be open right now.
The Subway in Ward had to shut down completely because they weren't gonna. They were barely making ends meet as to begin with. So then at that point, when the city shut them down, they could not make it anymore.
I mean, I understand like mom and pop shops. Like, I get it. Get your butter, get your bread, whatever. But like, bro, you're like a major chain.
Yep.
And you can't provide gloves for your people.
Yeah, it's kind of a little more egregious, but you know what the funnier thing is? Like Walmart and Lowe's and Home Depot were some of the busiest places I've ever seen in my life in the last 2 months. Now, I wouldn't go to Lowe's or Home Depot. I didn't really need to. But I've seen more pictures on my social media of people I know posting pictures of our shops, and they're packed. Hundreds of people there.
When the quarantine first went down, I was going to Lowe's on a daily basis. And but that was just a different,
because everybody's
that
at
was a
home.
different fiasco.
But anyway, I don't know if we're getting off on this, but like it's just to get back to the thing at hand was the fact that like GameStop just seemed this whole time just like,
what are they?
We can't not be open right now. We can't.
I don't
it.
see how people actually go to their store and like just buy it offline. You have a phone.
I give it 2 more years and they'll be under, which is fine with me. Like, we've had this conversation about GameStop before. Pretty much every time they come up, I hate GameStop. I'm ready for mom and pop shops to come back. Like, cause mom and pop shops would open up like Stage 2 Gaming in Cabot. They'd have like Magic the Card tournaments, Magic the Gathering tournaments, and then they'd have like Smash Days and all kinds of just like they'd have board game nights. They have game stations there you can play, and then on top of that you can buy your games. They cater to more than just video games. It's all nerd shit. You know what I mean? I'm ready for mom and pops to come back that do that.
Yeah,
GameStop just needs to go the way of Blockbuster.
Yeah, I like that because honestly, that's going to be an easier way for them to get less scummy when it comes to trading games like that. Because your mom and pop shop still carry some of that old shit. A buddy of mine I cut hair with, Fletcher. Shout out Fletcher. I know you're not listening. He works at Game Point in Conway, and they still take in Game Boy games, like PlayStation 1 games, and dude, some of those games are worth
That's money, dude.
a lot of money.
Like, it was 10...
Dude, he told me, I'm sorry, we were talking about NCAA 2014 football, the last 2014 football, or last NCAA football game that was ever made. He said they routinely sell that game for $75 at their store.
I have no doubt. People love college football.
And then he said go online.
They update the rosters, bro.
$100, $120 online all day for that disc, a 360 disc. But see, there's still a market. What I'm getting at is there's a market there. And that is a mom and pop place, and it is an amazing place. Have you ever seen it? Mm-mm. We should take a field trip out there sometime because life-size Halo statue. They got a bunch of cool memorabilia.
They have
but
two of those stores over in Eureka Springs. Not Eureka.
Game Points?
Yeah, no, just
mom and pop game shops.
Game shops.
See, in Jacksonville, where what does it play? GameStop. I haven't gone there so much. I forgot the name of the bitch. But anyway, there used to be a place there called Games for Less, and they were a mom and pop shop, and they're where I bought my D&D dice set from. And they had a great trade-in policy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd get a used game, and like bring it back within the week with a receipt, and they'd be like, "Here you go."
I don't know if you went there at the younger age. You remember when Imagine was there?
Well,
They had a room in the back you could rent for $5 an hour to play PC games. When PC games were smaller, people didn't know a whole lot about them. But it was back when, I guess, RuneScape and World of Warcraft.
I didn't know they had that at the time, because at the time, like when I was going there, they were mainly card games.
Yes.
But they would only do like very minor video game things. Like me and Sean entered a Guitar Hero tournament there. We came in respectively both the last places.
Yeah, Guitar Hero people go hard, dog.
Oh yeah, it was eye opening. Me and Sean could barely play on hard, and these dudes are like playing on expert. Like I don't even like this song, and just. And I'm like, me and Sean are having a good time though. We're up there like, Anyway, but like I didn't know they had a back room.
Yeah,
that they were doing that in.
They had 4 computers that you could play on, and it's $5 an hour.
It's a LAN party style. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The dude that owned that place didn't look like he wanted anything to do with card games. He looked like a bouncer at a bar, like with tattoos. He looked like an MMA fighter. And then like he has like this entire place full of just like every card tabletop game ever. And I'm like, hey man.
See, I'm ready for that to come back, because that stuff is fucking dope. Right?
Tabletop?
Like, well, not just that, but I mean like places where there needs to be one per city. Goddammit.
We can't socialize anymore, man. It's over. We can't get in groups no more. We are borderline right now, bro. Like, you and me are almost 6 feet. Me and Ivan are going to get arrested any second. I'm ready. Come for me. Come for me, law.
Enough about shitty-ass game stuff.
Oh,
like I said.
I was just going to bring up something nostalgic.
Go ahead.
Avatar: The Last Airbender
Bro.
on Netflix. Bro.
Okay.
Let's leave that for the last. Because we'll talk about shows there.
Well, no, we do shows at the beginning.
Oh, yeah. Bring it on.
Come on. It's been so long.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, we're talking about video game stuff, but but like...
Well, that was a news article on the Corona, so...
I used to think, like, oh, yeah, it'd be cool to, like, airbend shit like that. Then, like, I started watching the show as an adult, and come to find out that during the full moon, waterbenders can bend blood.
Yeah.
Bloodbend. Fucking control your body with because your... Oh, my God, dude. Fuck your life.
You don't remember that whole arc? Oh,
don't
man.
remember, like, I did not remember that.
Dude, the whole show is just so great. I'm glad they put it on Netflix. I haven't really watched it here recently, but I need to pick it back up because, like, the characters and the character building and the world building is, like, top tier. And no one talks about this because it was a kid's show on Nickelodeon.
It was Nickelodeon's attempt to start doing anime.
That's what Dragon Ball was. It's the same thing. It was this, like, low tier, like...
Now
like, what's this little kid show? But it's like, people are like, wow, that's actually pretty good shit. You know what I mean? So, but I've never watched Airbender, to be honest with you, because it looked like something I wouldn't want to, I'd care about.
Listen, you just finished Naruto.
Naruto, yeah. That was a long slog.
Not Shippuden, but the first series. You could binge this shit on Netflix in, like, what do you say, like 3-4 days?
Yeah.
All of it, and it is well fucking worth it.
Okay. You know what? I might put that in my
here's
list.
the thing, like...
It teaches you life lessons, dog.
Aang as the main character. And he's a monk. And, like, this kid will say things, and I'm like, bro, why aren't I like this? Like, he'll say shit like, doing nothing is easy, but forgiveness is hard. I'm like, bro, I'm start living my life like this kid.
Dude, you need to watch more Airbender, bro.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, it's like, I saw a meme about some pastor was talking about everything that's been going down the past while, and then he quoted Mewtwo. Yeah, I think y'all know the line I'm talking about, right? Where he talks about.
I didn't play that much.
Okay, no, it's not a game. It's the
movie.
The movie, which I didn't watch either. That's right. He could full on talk. Mewtwo was the only one that could speak, right? No, technically Mewtwo and the cat, whatever the fucking cat name was.
So I see now that the circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant. It is what you do with the gift of life that determines who you are. That was on a kid's show.
Yeah.
That's fucking
He didn't
deep.
act-
You can use that for today. That's a great quote from a Pokemon character.
Right? I'm telling you.
That's pretty fucking deep right there.
What?
My life has changed. How about you? I think I need to go. I think I need to go write a book or something right now.
But all right, so Avatar's on Netflix,
Yeah.
which is a godsend.
Don't watch the
for-
movie. The movie's shitty. Don't.
Okay. I started that. There's one like the top 10 of the week. It was that Netflix original one called Beastards, like bastards, I guess. It's a very weird concept for a show. Imagine like your normal teen high school anime setting, but they're all wild animals. They speak, talk,
Actually, I heard it was really good.
speak, talk, walk on two legs. The animation is top tier. It's got a little bit of like edgy, and I'm gonna
It's
say
real-
a tinge
it's
of
real-
edgy horror, but it's way more high school drama anime.
There's gore. There's gore.
There is gore.
So it's furries.
No, because there's an alligator.
It's
What?
still the same thing.
There's an alligator, right?
Well, yeah, there's a lizard too and stuff like that. But like,
Still
yeah,
the same
but
thing.
but I see what you're saying, and yeah, because it does have explicit stuff. Well, like semi-explicit, raunchy scenes and stuff like that. Like apparently the little girl rabbit is a whore. Like a legitimate like slut, like bangs everybody. And then when they hit me with that,
Well,
I was like,
she's a rabbit.
well, when I looked at it, it's this cute little like rabbit that's like, and your main character is this big wolf guy, right? And there's this little bitty rabbit. She's short, but she's shaped like a girl, and so like,
Yeah.
apparently it comes
You haven't
out
seen
that
One Piece yet.
she's a fucking like big time slut at the school and like just fucks everybody. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what the hell is going on here? I mean, like, it's a good story and stuff that's laid out, but then the premise changes in your mind because like, but they're all animals. And I'm like, and she's like, says like, I've never been with like a wolf before, and like, they're leading up to something that they don't do here. But it's like, I don't want to start thinking about this shit, really. You know what I mean? Because when you say it, you think about it in your head, and it's like, I don't want to think about that. It's so like it's interesting. And I didn't really say too long. I tell you one thing I did do that'll piss y'all off is I started watching more JoJo. Dude, JoJo goes in. Fuck y'all. It goes in hard. That show's awesome. It's stupid, but it's awesome. So
Jesus Christ, man.
I think that see
So
fight
you mean
games.
tell me you're a furry now? It's okay.
Okay. What else?
There's a major milestone that happened in American history that happened this year. Okay, a lot, right? And just at your darkest times, I'm gonna quote one of my favorite scenes of any movie ever. The scene of what, and it's gonna be relative to what's happening right now. Okay, Helm's Deep, Two Towers, right? That's 2020 right now. Like we're losing this fight. We are over because the orcs are coming. They done blew a hole in the wall. We've had to retreat to the keep. Okay, that's what this year's been so far. And so what happened to us? Who came through to help on that mountain?
Netflix
Netflix.
with Joe Exotic.
Netflix comes riding down the hill. Joe Exotic's on one shoulder. Waco's on the other. Pandemic's right behind them. It's just like when the world is at its shittiest, we get this gift called Joe Exotic, and it's like that's all people can talk about, and it's fun to relate to it. And everybody knows Carol Baskin's a fucking whore, and she killed her husband.
One of my favorite parts was a clip I saw of that, and it was like just a small little interview clip where the guy's actually interviewing for a thing. He's like, why haven't you ever done a Christmas CD? Do you ever give a Christmas CD? Any thoughts? And Joe answered, he was like, well, there'll be no fucking carols in my zoo.
Hey. I mean, I know technically, this come out right after the pandemic started. Actually, it's still right while the pandemic was like just getting in its weight. So I know this is kind of a couple month old topic, and it's lost a little bit of steam. But I do think it's important to cover because of the fact of it was just like It was like that definition of a train wreck that you couldn't look away. I sat there and said, there is no way all of these people converged in one place. I was like, there was some alignment. I said, and I was fucking with some people. I was like, every single one of those dudes is my hero somehow. All three of them, in one way or another, including Carol Baskin herself, they're my heroes in some ways.
Oh, we should have started with, hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
How you cool cats. Like,
Carol
I really like
Baskin.
the doctor guy, the whitehead, like, shaman or whatever the fuck that's got, like, 6 wives.
That dude.
And he owns tigers. That's my hero. I'm just kidding. But it's like, look at him, dude. If
He walks around like, you'll all know that
big
one dude.
dick energy,
That
son.
one
I got
dude
a
at the
tiger,
club
motherfucker. What do you got?
That always wears the Obey shirt. Always has the hat on backwards.
Yeah.
Gives off that super Kyle energy.
Uh-huh.
It's like, yeah, that's him, bro, when he's 50.
Bro. That dude's awesome. I can't remember his name. Jeff, I think's his name.
I'm pretty sure that he was the one they were saying was his face matched up with Carol's first husband.
Yeah, they were trying to pull that up, but like that's what's crazy. Like that show got so much popularity and just blown to this next level thing.
They
because-
reopened Carol's case.
Exactly, that's what I was getting to. It's like, yeah, they reopened the case that, and you got guys on the show getting murdered, and like I was not prepared for this. I was wanting to see a documentary about cats in these crazy zoos, not a dude who's a jackass and wasn't safe with a firearm at all and blew his head off in front of people.
I love how the show came out and they're like, yeah, you can probably get a tiger for $1,200, and then like a month later they're like, hey, we're putting out a stimulus check, $1,200. And everyone's like,
Bro,
Adding shit up in their head. Like,
tigers, dude. It's just
the other one
like,
was like, a guillotine also cost $1,200.
dude, like second episode in, you see a chick lose her arm.
yeah, right.
Joe puts that paramedic coat on. Where the fuck you have that this whole time? I don't know. His first thought was, "Oh, this is gonna break me." It's like, it's
I'm
like,
never gonna financially recover from this.
and it's not scripted. It's all real.
That is going to be an iconic line for our generation.
Never gonna financially recover. And then like it's just like it was perfect and like and then
the abundance of memes
it was
that
just
came from that show.
we needed it so
when
bad.
you go to Sonic, do you get just a regular hot dog or do you get a foot long?
Come on, dude. Where are you going? Where are you going with this, Ivan? Come on. Dude, it's just...
But I loved it every second I watched.
It was just great. It was a train wreck that never stopped, and it was awesome, and just... We needed that. And I was making when we were at the bar the other night, I was like, those are the moments in life that you always need. You need that. You need those beacons of stupid hope. Of in your worst times, you get something like that comes along and just like...
Diamond in the rough.
You know, it's like, man, all right. You know, we're going to
My
be all
favorite's
right.
honestly probably the first episode where the guy who did the documentary met him. And
He's
was
like, I'm going to be a millionaire.
He was like, I'm going to be fucking rich. like,
He's like, I walked onto the gold mine.
Jesus.
and then after that, it was Waco.
And see, Waco
Waco.
only came out because Joe Exotic's like, it's going to be a mini Waco out here. And like next week, Waco
Netflix
series.
like, you know what we need to do. Remember that Waco series that come on years ago? I didn't know it's already been on TV.
Yeah.
Had no idea. It's been on TV already. Let's put Waco out.
Am I thinking? Okay, Joe Exotic and Ozark came out at the exact same time. And like Joe Exotic was #1 for a month.
Mm-hmm.
A month.
Dude.
And then you had Ozark like right behind it, #2. I'm like, there ain't no way.
And then there was there's Waco. Didn't they do a Ruby Ridge one? No?
I don't remember seeing anything about a Ruby Ridge.
Okay, no. And then you said Plandemic, or was it Pandemic?
Pandemic.
Pandemic, and I didn't watch that one either, but it's just, you know what this movie's
Conspiracy
about. Yeah.
It's actually old. It's been.
Oh, UFOs are real, by the way. Government confirmed that.
yeah.
Let's not forget.
That-
That little, by the way, it's like they exist. About this pandemic, though, it's like, what? Wait, who released that? Who released that? The Pentagon? released footage.
Bring that up.
The Pentagon released
That's
footage.
been on Rogan's for a minute now.
Yeah, you've heard Bob Lazar.
Oh yeah.
No, it wasn't even that. I think it was Tom DeLonge on there.
Tom
He brought
DeLonge.
up the video first.
Tom DeLonge was one of the first ones, and granted, he looked insane and crazy, and I watched it, and I've known Tom DeLonge for a long time for Blink-182. He was weird and crazy, and even Joe was like, "You for real?" And then now you get Bob Lazar, and then you get the sergeant or the pilot.
Yeah.
The pilot from the Navy who looked like the most. Did you watch that one?
Yeah.
The most straight-laced, normal guy. Like, this is a guy.
5 minutes in, he's like, "Yeah, I chased the UFO."
He didn't even know what to think about it, but you believed him. I'm not saying you couldn't believe Bob Lazar because he was very much like a type of guy that was like, that dude has been looking over his shoulder for a long time. But the Air Force guy was like, "I don't give a fuck. I fly planes for a living. You think this scares me?" And so and then the Pentagon now is just like, "Yeah, we don't know what they are, but here's the video of it."
Get off our case.
Yeah. So.
Man, that blew my fucking mind. Like, yeah, I like how no one really talked about that. Like, it was released and then it was there, and then everyone was like, "Eh."
Actually, I do want to congratulate Elon Musk on getting to the space station.
Yep.
Yes.
Did they actually dock with ISS?
I think so, yes.
Because I knew that was the plan. I didn't know if this was just an orbit test or if they were actually going to get out there.
No, they
and
were
try
going to dock to it. Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's the first time they've had people. I don't know how long.
Netflix has a show. I don't know if anyone else knows it, but I've been watching it. Netflix History 101.
Yes,
They
I've been
came
watching
out
it
with the
too.
History Channel. And I figured out second episode is about the race space.
Yeah, that was actually really fun.
And
I
I was
have to watch that.
It's
love
good,
history.
but sometimes I feel like they can want to do kind of this number right here when it comes to certain topics.
Well, I don't know.
Because they get a little political sometimes.
They brought up the Cold War
Uh,
in the space race because that's what it was.
Yeah.
Other than the
really
atomic bombs
Yeah.
happening, that's kind of what it was. But I did not know the only reason we were able to make a rocket to go around the moon was because of a Nazi.
Yeah. Yeah, we took all the German scientists.
Joe Rogan's been talking about that for months. He brings it up often that one of the first NASA scientists was a Nazi war criminal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's the only way he was a missile engineer.
Yep, he made the V2.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I was like, no fucking shit. I knew that it took us forever to do
Also, some of the early scientists that they were using at NASA, they had more than just one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the early ones, I don't remember his name. One of them created the cyanide gas.
See, what it was they could either stand and face their crimes against the Soviets, or they could seek asylum in the United States. And the smart ones went to the United States. But the thing is, the same thing happened with Russia, right? So if you look at it, the Sturmgewehr, the STG-44, is almost a spitting image of the AK-47.
Mm-hmm. It works and operates a lot like an AK.
And because it's the same fucking thing. They took Germany's scientists and they didn't treat them as well as the United States did. They beat the fuck out of them and got all their shit. Well, the United States was like, "Hey, if you come over here, we won't beat the shit out of you and we won't charge you, but you got to work for us." And they're like, "Okay." So we stole all their scientists.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if we didn't do that, then the war would have been different.
Yeah, I don't agree with it because technically those people are still war criminals. Like I said, some of them just built rockets, and some of them, there was a few of them that were some diabolical motherfuckers that literally got away with shit, and that kind of bothers me a little bit. Especially, like I said, the one that literally created the gas mixture for the gas chambers, that guy literally was employed by us.
It comes down
after
to
the war.
Not to defend anything here, just heads up.
Easy.
Let me put a disclaimer on this. I'm not trying to defend this shit. Scientists
fuck them Nazis.
fuck Nazis. Scientists aren't really held liable for what they make. If a scientist out here, goddamn, what's his name?
Albert Einstein
He made
split
the nuclear bomb.
Inadvertently. He learned how to split an atom.
He learned how to create the most deadly thing.
Put him to work. And I feel like that's what happened to the other scientists. They were put to work.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, they're tasked to make some type of chemical
And
agent. They don't know how it's going to be used.
fell in love with what they were doing, because they thought they were inventing something. They were doing a new stride in history.
I feel like there was definitely some twisted fucks in there.
Like there's a scientist that did a test on twins and murdered.
Oh yeah, I
destroyed
remember
twins.
that.
But they also figured out that there is like a link between twins, also because of that.
But still, like that's human testing. I remember hearing about that. That was brought up on the show on Prime called Hunters.
Yeah.
Y'all remember?
Yes, I actually started watching that, and that is a phenomenal show.
Yeah.
I did not expect it to be as good as it was. It's very well done.
I'm all for hunting Nazis. But anyway, what else we got show wise? So we already brought up Waco. I learned about Netflix History 101.
There's been a lot because dude, like I watched
They be coming
I
out with
watched
stuff back to back to back
during
to
the
back.
during the quarantine. I watched Penny Dreadful, and it was a fucking amazing show. Really well done. It literally takes all of like your horror movie. Put it to you like this: it has Dorian Gray. Remember Dorian Gray, the guy that like lives forever, young, but he has the picture he has to look at to heal him. You remember him from like The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, okay? Dracula's in this. Frankenstein and his monster is in this. Dr. Jekyll is in this.
So it's basically.
But it's
Once Upon a Time, but the horror version.
the werewolf is there. But here's the
Grimm
deal.
Story, Grimm.
Yes, it's the Grimm's fairy tale, I think.
Yes.
Okay, so you have all these group of guys, but the way they put it together is so masterfully and tastefully done that when I tell you all that stuff, to me it sounds like some sort of hokey fucking show. It's not. It's not. The way they've spun their story and done it is amazing. Those are all like kind of like side pieces that we'd visit and come back. An amazing cast. Timothy Dalton's in it, who was a Bond, James Bond 7,000 years ago. But it's got what's his name in it too? Who's the good-looking cowboy guy? You know what I'm talking about.
John Wayne.
No, you don't know who I'm talking about. That's not who I'm talking
I
about.
don't watch movies, dog.
Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke's in it. Does a great job. Anyway, it's kind of like macabre adventure, macabre mystery type suspense show, but extremely well done. And I'd definitely say don't skip on it. Watch it. It's cool.
I don't watch a whole hell of a lot of shows, bro. The only shows
I
I
know.
watch.
I watch a lot of shows. See, y'all, and when y'all do watch shows, y'all watch anime. But see, I add that into a plethora of other fucking shows that I watch.
See, I just
so,
binge anime, dog.
yeah.
Like I've been watching. I haven't turned me on to this one, but I saw like the webtoon first before, and I only read like the first couple chapters of it. But I haven't turned me on to the anime of it called Tower of God.
Oh yeah. That's
Yeah,
pretty
you're talking about that before the show, yeah.
Bro, when I say this shit's good, this shit's fire. Like, I'm talking like I'm scrolling up on Crunchyroll like, is a new episode out, motherfucker? Like, good. And they got a lot of episodes they can fucking do.
Yeah.
Because it is like a almost 900 page webtoon. Or not 900 page, sorry, 900 chapter webtoon. That and Plunderer on Funimation. I renewed Funimation because I was running out of shit to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really. I know I've watched more, but that's the thing is it's been such a long block. There's shows
Yeah.
I watched months ago that I've forgotten
I
about.
thought
You know
I thought
what I
this
mean?
was funny. They released a new New Moon book. I forget what the fuck it's called.
Twilight?
Or like, Midnight Sun, I think it's supposed to, something like that. But then there's a meme where it has all the characters from the movie. They're like, fuck. We just got out of that. As what's his name, the main vampire, but he's like smoking. He's like, this is the reason why I didn't get Batman.
No, he actually did.
Yeah, he's still doing Batman.
He got Batman, and there's-
Is that new or did we? No, we covered that last
We've
time.
covered-
Yeah, we've covered it, but I'm pretty sure it's confirmed he's doing it. And then on top of
I
that,
thought we saw a screen test last time of him on there.
yeah, there was the suit test. And then on top of that, they're talking about Johnny Depp for the Joker.
I hope so. Listen, I've also said that's at low key. That's one of like the low key guys that can definitely be a good Joker.
I think he could play that fucking good.
You know?
Especially if he got like some serious vibes on it, like, cause Joker's mostly joking.
I mean, it
and
would just be
playful.
he'd just be living at home at that point.
I got something to run by you real quick. And I run this by Sean last night. Me and Sean were hanging out last night.
Why him? Why not me?
You weren't there. You were at work.
He wasn't there either.
I saw him Friday because he was not at work either.
Last night. He wasn't there. Well, why is he better than me?
Do I really need to go into that right now on live television? Okay. Do you want me to do that now, or do you want to wait and have this conversation off?
We're not good enough for television yet.
I didn't know you were buying guns.
Yeah.
Why would you not tell me that? I thought we were friends. That's a big day in your life, and I wanted to be there.
I bought 5.
I know. Not from you.
No, they're for me.
You know, I know what Cody's BMs are like right now, and this is what I get from me. What were we talking about? Okay. Anyway.
Sean brought something up he wanted to bring up to
me and Sean, we do this little thing.
Because I'm not
Yeah, you're not important. We get together now about once a week. We eat bad food. We imbibe in indulgences. And then...
What are those indulgences?
Don't worry about that. And then we watch the stupidest, worst movies ever made.
Wasn't there one that you were talking about had Hulk Hogan in it?
Yes, we brought this.
Suburban Commando. If you don't know what it is, look it up. If you don't know what it is, it's 90s jank. It's 90s bullshit, and it's awesome. And that is our go-to because it is so bad. We watched Commando, Arnold Schwarzenegger's early action, like 1984, 87, I think is when it was made. Dude, so bad. When you're watching it upscaled, you get to see so much of the worst things you've ever seen in your life. We watched Last Action Hero the other day. It was so bad. It's so bad. But it's awesome. But anyway, we were watching Con Air last night.
Oh, man.
Classic, right?
Cage.
The worst part about Con Air is Nicolas Cage and his entire character in that movie. If you pluck him out and replace him with anything else that's not a hyped-up hillbilly, the rest of the movie is fantastic with the action and the criminals and all that shit. But him in that movie scales that movie down on like the greatest movies of all time.
Let's bring Nicolas Cage.
But let me finish my thought real quick, and we can definitely bring him back up because there's an actor in the movie, John Malkovich. Imagine before you're Heath Ledger's Joker, no disrespect, rest in love. Imagine if John Malkovich was allowed to do a Joker how he wanted to.
Okay.
Do you remember Cyrus the Virus much in Con Air? He was crazy. He was psychotic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Imagine him with a little bit of makeup and a nice suit on.
That guy?
Yeah, that guy.
Yes. Now, yes, I know he's elderly. Now, I get that. But have you watched that man act? He's crazy.
Yeah, no, I don't.
He doesn't look like it.
I don't remember ever seeing him.
Would you ever have thought Heath Ledger would look like the fucking Joker? No. I said this was before that. We have preconceived notions.
Honestly,
now.
if you didn't know that he did play the Joker, you would have not
right.
known.
What I'm saying is what he can do is he could have created a psychotic, crazy role, kind of like what Heath Ledger did in his own versions, and it would have probably been nasty. But
no, it all comes down to the actor, because I think literally only Heath Ledger could have played the Joker like that.
yeah.
Because I mean, it takes us maybe like a serious, in-depth method actor like Christopher Bale.
Yeah.
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale, there it is. Christian
Well,
Bale.
and like Daniel Day and like people like that super get in the role. I mean, that's what Heath Ledger did, and it worked. And like John Malkovich has been known to do that too.
But okay, back to characters playing characters.
Yes, I'm sorry.
When people were like, "Oh, they're gonna make a Joe Exotic series," and they're like, "Nicolas Cage is gonna play Joe Exotic," I was like, "No." And then everyone else was like, "Who's that one? Who played Joe Dirt?"
Yeah.
David Spade.
David Spade. Yeah.
People were like, David Spade has to be Joe Exotic.
Here's my only problem with David Spade doing it because, yes, in your mind, you're like, fuck, well, it's perfect. Well, there's a reason why, because you've seen him play that stupid redneck before. So, therefore, it is a preconceived notion that, yeah, of course he'd be great because it's just one step off. But you don't do that as an actor because you're not showing out.
Hear me out.
You know what I mean?
Dax Shepard.
Dax Shepard would be fantastic, and I heard somebody mention his name, too. Dax Shepard would be pretty cool.
I don't know any of these people in David Spade.
Look up Dax Shepard. You know,
You know
he's
Dax
the guy that did with motorcycles on Without a Paddle.
Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about. Yeah. Okay, I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah. Somebody even said
see it.
Edward. Somebody said Edward Norton, And I like Edward Norton, and he can play funny roles in like some of those movies, like the Moonrise Kingdom. I doubt any of y'all watch
I really
those.
think David Spade would probably be
But
the best
yeah.
for this, and Adam Sandler directing, and then just throw all of his other friends in it, like he does in every movie
Oh my God.
he's ever in.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
have y'all seen the new series for Space Marines?
Space
no.
Force?
Space Force. Whatever.
Yes, I'm so glad you said something. I love you. You who forget everything, bring up the perfect dude. Dude, Space Force
Steve
is
Carell.
the fucking shit. And it's got John Malkovich in it too. It is the fucking shit. I've got 3 episodes in. I was dying.
I haven't
was
seen
dying.
it. What is it on?
Netflix. It's a Netflix
It's
series.
a series. Dude.
Yeah, no,
It's
it's
written
funny.
by Steve Carell, and it's written by Dan Heder, who did The Office. Now, it's not a documentary. It's shot like a television show. A television show. That sounded weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
It's shot like a TV show, but like you can see the comedy shine through from those two. It's too good.
Basically,
it's too good.
he fucked up in his early careers of being a military
A lot.
officer, and then like they're like, "Hey, we're gonna give you Space Force. Don't fuck it up." So he has to prove himself to everybody that he can run Space Force. Okay.
But yeah, it's a fucking phenomenal show. Definitely watch it. It is worth it. Everybody, it's got a pretty big cast. It's got a lot of big names
it
in
has
it,
a lot of
and it's
people in there.
definitely worth watching. It's fucking good. It's gonna be good.
I'm not gonna lie, I probably won't watch it.
I know you won't watch anything. So.
I don't. I really don't. What else we got?
You were talking about before I got here.
Oh!
Are we on these topics now?
No.
No. Okay. Then.
We'll bridge the gap here. We're gonna talk about Rogan real quick and how much mad money this motherfucker got from going to Spotify.
I hope that's not the reason, though. I don't.
I doubt it was.
I like to think I know Reverend Joe pretty well, and I don't think it is. I know he was really not happy with people stealing his shit, and this might be a way to really lock that down more. His content, basically.
The deal could amount to more than $100 million.
I feel like if you have an Apple iPhone like we do, and you have the podcast app on there, then they're just allowing you to post your stuff for free, right? Which I mean, we can post our stuff for free. We do it, but
Spotify still allows you to post for free too.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What
They
this
all
is-
do.
What I think this is. Oh no, never mind. I'll let you finish your train of thought. Then I'll go into mine.
No, go ahead.
No.
No, I read 1.7 billion, and I want to know about that now.
Well, my train of thought was more along the lines of they want it on Spotify only. So when it comes down to iPhones like ours, like we have to download Spotify now if we want to listen to Joe Rogan. So it's like, okay, now we get downloads, and they get paid off downloads, and because they get to put their ads out, So they get mad money off that. Well, 1.7 billion. What that was Spotify's net worth after the deal became live. It went up by 1.7 billion.
He has. I think he is technically the most broadcast podcast.
No, yeah, he is.
I think he is officially next to Stern.
It added 1.7 billion to its market cap in 23 minutes.
So Spotify made 1.7 billion
In stock when it went
in
live.
less than 25 minutes.
Yeah. When it went live that Rogan assigned to their company.
I quit.
See, if you quit, we'll never get there. If you quit, we'll never get there. I'm happy for him because his show's good. He's. I think his show is necessary. I'm not trying to get political, but
I mean, also, if we could bring on the people he brings on,
well, yeah, he's had people that have never been on fucking
anything.
When's the last time you seen Elon Musk on a podcast?
And he's been on it twice.
He's been on there twice now. Talk about neural.
Did he smoke?
Dude.
The second
I
time.
don't think he smoked.
No.
I think he played it safe that time. And then like Bob Lazar. Bob Lazar had never been on anything before that.
I know. Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Fucking, he's got all these people that have come on here that are like nobody. He's had politicians, which I think he's kind of
Bernie
regretting.
Sanders twice, Tulsi Gabbard.
I think he's regretting
Andrew
it a
Yang.
little bit. You know what I mean?
He had Andrew Yang go on there.
Yeah, he did have Andrew Yang too.
Yeah.
Fucking what's the eye patch senator?
Governor.
Dan
Crenshaw.
Dan Crenshaw. Yeah, they had to do that one over the Skype because of the.
They did that. No, he
COVID.
did it twice. He had him in there in person once.
He did.
Yep.
Yeah, he's been on there twice now.
Damn, I guess I missed the first time then.
Yep.
I know I saw the one that was over
Crenshaw.
Because
Skype
I remember him holding the samurai sword and
with an eye patch, looking like fucking Metal Gear Solid up in this bitch. I like it,
But anyway, he had like wide reach.
Well, that's the thing, and like I said, we know how we don't get political on here, but the best thing about him is he invites everyone on his show to have an equal speaking platform, which is important.
And what's really funny is you can see which ones who contacted him to get on his show and which ones he contacted.
Yeah.
Because like, both the Bernie ones and I think the Dan Crenshaw ones were like an hour, which is short for
And
a
also,
podcast.
yeah, when he brings him onto, like, he's like,
It's like 3 hours worth of conversation.
he's fucking in there.
Well,
Like,
that's the thing,
third
like-
eye open.
Okay, most of the people that he doesn't talk to a long time to are the busiest people. Like his Kevin Hart episode, he's had 2 of those now. The 2 Elon Musk ones, and then like all the senators and stuff like that. The real famous people, real big people, they're always short. And I guarantee you that's because of the fact of those motherfuckers ain't got time to be there for 3 hours like a comedian who doesn't have to work till 12. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I got time. I'll come by today. He gets like fucking Tom Papa on that show all the time because like he lives down the street and they're best friends. He's like, I'm bored Saturday. Want to come do a show? And like, I'm sure it's a little more than that, but it's also like there's a reason why them comedians can hang out for like 3 and 4 hours. You know what I mean? Hey, you think we're bad? Another podcast I listen to has put out 2 episodes in the last 2 months that go 5 hours, and they talk about video games.
No.
You think we're bad?
No.
5 hours, and a lot of times they run 4 and like a quarter and 4 and a half.
Like, I'm all for like an hour and 30 tops.
Well, I don't mind. We've been hitting consistently 2 hour marks, and I think that's
more
perfect. It's an hour of bullshit,
I'll
an hour
talk
of
until
video
I have
games.
nothing more to talk about. Then I don't want to see y'all's faces anymore.
Till the next time.
I'm gonna go to another podcast. It's gonna be called the Magnum Nobo.
It's going to be called the Rogan Joe Experience.
The Rogan Joe Experience. I'm gonna get half as many, or have the opposite effect to be the worst podcast ever, which is highly possible.
At least you're number 1 and something.
That's right. Hey, but we're number 1 at being the worst, right?
I guess we can bridge the video game.
I guess it's about time. I'm sure there's a lot of other shit, but not really much worth talking about. I know the Hollywood's really taking a hit right now with this. I know a lot of movie projects have been put on hold because of all this. So there's going to probably be a big gap.
Yeah, my season 4 of not Demon Slayer, 7 Deadly Sins
Oh,
got delayed
I need to get
twice now.
I need to get caught back up on that.
Doesn't matter, you've already read it.
Yeah. God, you brought it up.
Have some Dr. Pepper.
Alright.
You got Natty Light in there?
Dude, alright, so I drank before I went and drank with y'all.
What's Natty like?
Disgusting.
It is.
Is it a seltzer?
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's-
It's seltzer.
It's piss water.
It's piss water. It's even worse.
But, fuck. I had some people over and had a shindig. And,
A shindig is a gathering or an event for all you people that are not from here. A
Which is
shindig is just a
illegal.
little low key, little get together,
It's a
kind of like a
hootenanny.
party soiree event, if you will. Hootenanny is another term for it.
but, we had a little get together, and as people do, they tend to leave their alcohol when they get drunk. So I had an abundance of alcohol at my house for like 2 weeks, and it slowly dwindled down. And then I had a plethora of it stacked up in my fridge, and I had to make room for all the leftovers, so I just moved it into my mini fridge.
Hair looks good, don't it?
It's a little uneven on the burns.
Thanks, I appreciate that. That hurts. I think they're perfect. I think they're perfect.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
We're bridging is what we're talking about.
You can change your dick size in Cyberpunk 77.
That's the real.
That's the
real problem right
that's
now.
a great bridge, I guess.
I mean, I've never had this decision to make in my life, right?
So
I've never
I
had
mean,
to
technically,
no.
and no, because I made mine real small. You made yours real long.
talking about Conan.
Our Conan adventures. Yep, our Conan adventures.
You're like,
I have-
never
there's
done
a-
that. I was
there's a
like, bro, I
picture-
had tiny dick. You had long slong.
There's a picture of me and Ivan next to each other, and I did the most egregiously long, like, looking gratuitous penis.
But the
and then
funny thing about
Ivan did
that,
this little bitty little.
no matter how big it was, it still flocked in the wind.
It still had enough to catch a little bit of wind waves.
Sandstorm comes through. You're like, ah!
Looks like a little peach on a tree. Just.
Oh my
Peach
god!
blowing on the tree. Yes, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. Fuck yeah. A
Anyway,
little peach pit. How you doing?
anyway.
By the way, we have
So-
we have a group chat, and someone's name is Big Dick Boy.
Listen, we're not gonna talk about this.
And it is not me or Ivan.
Anyway,
Ivan's R.I.P. Hobie because he's always missing. Because he's never around.
anyway, Cyberpunk 2077. In other news, it's still not got a release date.
But
I
you
don't
can-
believe.
Actually, I think it's coming out in September
This year or next year?
This year. They said a holiday.
Yeah, September 17th.
Yeah, I knew something around there.
Anyway, it's gonna have a NC-17 rating. Wait, no, you have to given it a mature rating for blood, gore, intense violence, nudity, strong language, strong sexual content, use of drugs and alcohol. Ooh, hell yeah. The ASRB describes a mission where you assist a character by hammering nails through his hands and feet, and also mentions that the game includes drugs, both real and fictional, and depictions of their use. Then there's the sexual content. The game contains nudity and sexual material. The ASRB states players can select a gender and customize their character. Customization can include depictions of breasts, buttocks, and genitalia, as well as various size and combinations of genitalia.
Yeah, I was about to say, in the article I read, you can have a vagina and a penis at the same time.
Well, that is your right. It is your body to modify however you want. So, I mean,
Is it going to be online play? Can people see this?
I think this is
Can
pretty
they
much-
see the creation
I think this
do?
is only a
What if
single.
I have one big boo, one small boo?
You know, I have not looked to see if they have any sort of multiplayer aspect.
I think they were talking about
I don't.
that.
I don't know how. Man, they don't need to.
Can you
they need
imagine
to
this in
focus.
VR?
You need to make this a perfect single player game and don't muck it up. But listen, dude, I'm gonna go-
VR.
I'm gonna go back to what I said before. Is I think this game might get really overhyped. I hope I'm wrong.
Probably.
No, for this one, I hope I'm wrong. I hope it remember the earlier video you could see of it. It was looking really good, and I hope they don't fuck that shit up.
Yeah.
Because I get BioShock Infinite tremors down my spine a lot, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, anytime a game gets over,
Anthem or
Yes.
Fallout 76.
when you get
Well,
hyped
okay,
to this
let's go
amount,
back. They stopped the release on this game because they did not feel like it was done.
they did that for BioShock Infinite 3 times. I remember because I was excited as fuck about BioShock Infinite.
But
It was
also,
very fresh to
I
me.
feel like
They wanted the game to be perfect. They were like, we want the game to be perfect and it needs more time. And they pushed it back from fall to spring, and it was still just.
this is going to be the first of this kind, right?
Yeah,
Essentially.
Essentially. So, but BioShock was not the first of its kind,
that's true.
and they wanted to try something different.
Right. Got to
So
change
that's
it up.
where they went. They were like, we're gonna put a little twist on it. They put too much twist.
That's why I said it's a fear. I'm not saying it's a for sure thing.
Right.
I'm saying it's a fear. I really hope it doesn't end up like that. Obviously, it's a really cool idea.
The
for
only
a
thing I
fucking game.
think, honestly, that they could have done with that, even though I love the guy, they could have. It's just like when something's really big and hype, you put it in, like Battle Royale became a thing, right? Well, Keanu Reeves was a thing. I think they could have done without Keanu Reeves.
I don't think it's going to be dope with Keanu Reeves.
Well, they used him earlier on. Like, yeah, I bet you we're not going to see him much in it.
Like he's
I
gonna be
bet.
someone you go to get missions from.
Yeah, he's gonna be like some early bartender type rat dude that you're gonna deal with for like 3 or 5 missions, and then you'll never see him again.
I would like to see him in the way that Ghost Recon put what's his name in it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
arch villain style. Like, I fucks with that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm cool. We've had this discussion many times before. I'm cool with bigger names getting into stuff like this, if not to add hype, but to actually take part in it. You know what I mean? Because it's not about like, I'm gonna get in here and do my thing and then just
Don't
move
sell
on.
a
It's like,
game off of who's in it.
Yeah.
No.
Just be like, hey,
Well,
this is a great story,
and that's what they're
and
doing.
it also happens to be depicted
Well, look,
by so and so.
But I'm going to give them credit because Cyberpunk does keep coming out with little tidbits of information of what you can do. This is one of the newer tidbits. Is like you can customize your tidbits. Get fucked. Come on.
That tidbit out.
Hey, no, but like
a dick
it's little
in
things like
the
this.
wind.
Like you hear this. Have you ever been able? Oh man, I've been missing this. I've been missing the shit out of this. Fuck, I don't even know what I was gonna say now.
Just a dick in the wind. What song is that actually?
I don't know. I don't know what Dust in the Wind.
Dust in the wind. God.
I hope it's great. I hope it is. I really do. I hope it comes out and knocks out the park. I hope it's the best game we've ever seen. I hope it's the next Skyrim. I mean that 100% because we need a new one.
Lord knows they're playing that card
we're
too
bored.
much.
We've seen enough mods. Okay, let's get the new.
That horse has been thoroughly
We
beat
need
to
the
death.
we need the new game that's a 10-year revolution. So
I don't know. I saw one a while back ago, and this guy had a bow, and on the end of it, of his arrow, it was a Pokeball. So when he shot someone, they disappeared. And I was like, that's pretty dope.
I don't know. When I lost all hope in Skyrim mods was when I saw Thomas the Tank flying around as one of the dragons.
have you seen the horse song about the horse that just gets up and flies the fuck off?
No.
Get on my horse.
Oh shit!
You don't know what I'm talking
Fuck all the
about?
cameras
I'm gonna have to send it to y'all later. Can't do it on here probably.
up. Okay. Anyway, what else?
I think we're done with that. We can go to Valhalla and
Man, oh man, Assassin's Creed, where will you go? What will you do?
I'm getting tired of it. I'm getting so tired of it.
okay. You know what? I didn't know this until like a month ago. Okay, you play Assassin's Creed Origins, right?
I didn't play the last two,
Well,
to be honest.
I didn't play
Just
any
take,
of them.
let's just use the title, Assassin's Creed Origins. That you think that to be the origin of the story, right?
Yep.
And then you have Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Well, Odyssey became before Origins. If you play the storyline, it starts with Odyssey. Odyssey is the beginning, the actual origin, and then you have Assassin's Creed Origin. But so yeah, you have Assassin's Creed Origins,
Yeah.
and how are you gonna have the origin come out, but then have the origin come out?
That doesn't make too much sense to me either, timeline wise, actual timeline wise. Because like in Odyssey, you're the Spartan, right? Origin, you're in Egypt.
Yes.
Egypt was like 3000 BC, bro.
Okay, it's not original Egypt. It's not beginning Egypt because the
okay.
pyramids and stuff have already been built.
Okay.
All that stuff has already been. The Sphinx is broken down.
Okay.
Like, they've been civilized there for a minute now. And the kid of the end of Odyssey is Egyptian.
I don't know what they've done. I mean,
This whole like
I think they
moving
were-
backwards while moving forwards thing they doing is
I
fucking me up.
hate it.
well, I know
Because
that
if you played Black Flag, but you
such
played
a good game.
the one before it, I forget which one. Assassin's Creed 3.
3.
You play as the Indian kid. Well, if you play as Black Flag, you get to see you were the father, the grandfather, pretty much.
It's weird. It's weird. I don't know. And like, I think what they do, they play a game. They play a game inside of who is that? Ubisoft.
Desmond?
No, I think they play a game inside of their offices. Like, well, what we could come up with tons of great locations or situations, like Vikings, or Egyptians or whatever, or Black Flag. Let's do pirate theme. How are we going to tie this into our long, weird storyline that I'll be honest with you, I have never cared about. I don't care about being Desmond running around an office building dodging security
That's
guards.
when I cared.
I don't care about that part. I want to be the fucking, Ezio de
I
Auditore
wanna-
de Florencia,
I want to go in there, assassinate, leave.
Well,
I
yeah.
cared about it when Desmond was in it because, like, they played that storyline really well, in my opinion. Because not only are you attached to Altair and Ezio, you're attached to Desmond too. So you get two storylines in one game. So you're like, yo, this is fucking lit, And then when it comes back to this, now you're just playing as the assassin. And it's like, I don't feel that attached anymore.
Now, I don't know if
Like,
anyone...
people got so attached to goddamn Ezio, he had like 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone remembers this, but when Desmond was telling about his past, his childhood, that technically he didn't know his parents, that he got taken as a young child, and he was put on a farm and trained. He was trained to be an assassin.
Yeah.
But they never touched back up on that story. Like, nobody remembers
See,
that.
I could really fuck with a nowadays Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, you figured that they would come out with a modern day
You would
eventually.
think by now they would have done that, and that's probably somewhere on a dry erase somewhere.
I'm pretty sure that's where they're headed. They're headed from the
Or they'll do some dumb shit and skip over now and do a future one, where it'll be all in the future, and they won't even hit the present.
What's that whole game where it came out 10 years ago? Mirror's Edge.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be like Mirror's
It'd be like
Edge.
Mirror's Edge, but with...
I don't know.
Mirror's
Like
Edge
honestly,
is
like
fun.
okay, yeah, cool. Vikings are good. This could be neat. I like it when Assassin's Creed did their boat combat. But the funny thing about that is, it has nothing to do with assassinating people.
Yeah, right.
But it's one of the best boating experiences I've ever had, being a fucking pirate. And let's be honest with you, I'd rather go play Black Flag again before I go play fucking Sea of Thieves.
I was about to say Black Flags started 2 games.
It's a beautiful game.
2 games that came out: Sea of Thieves, and there was another one where
The one that's not out yet.
is it not out?
I
yet?
guess it never came out.
I don't know.
I don't know the way you're talking about.
There's another supposed to be more realistic.
It was a
one.
multiplayer.
But
pirate
like,
game.
I could be wrong. But anyway, I don't even remember what the name of it was. But yeah, but like, fucking like, Ubisoft come out with Black Flag, and it come out at the same time on 360, and then they waited a little while at about the same time the Xbox One first debuted.
They remastered it.
It was one of the first games that I have on Xbox One. It's probably one of the most beautiful games I've seen. Now, granted, it was right when it was new, but the water and the environment and stuff, they made a great game. But here's what sucks about that. Who give a fuck if you were an assassin in that game? I don't want to be a fucking pirate. You know what I mean? So like, they're coming up with these cool games and scenarios, like these like, I think it's like the whole Gladiator Spartan type thing that they did. All that shit. I didn't even play that game. It's a neat idea and we're a very well made game, but you got to tie all these in somehow with the Adamus and the Apple and all this shit. It's like, it's a lot of stretching.
Yeah,
And
there's
this
a
is
lot
just
of shit
another.
up in the air.
And to me, this is just another one. It'll look cool, man. I bet it'll play great. I bet it'll have some badass shit in it. But like, dude, you're really throwing these motherfuckers out there right now. You know what I mean? And this is going to end up being a Call of Duty situation. You're going to come out
Yeah.
with these motherfuckers every year, and you're going to keep washing it down with shit.
I think what they're working on is that they're going to go from the origin and then work their way up to the present.
They're gonna go all the way back to biblical times. Goddamn, Cain and Abel. Cain was the first assassin. Abel was really a narc for the devil.
I don't know what they're going to do, but it's like you're going to run out of ideas. You're
I
going to run out of
bet
ideas.
I
they'll
am
fucking do
liking
that. Bet money.
the
If
Viking
they
one.
do that, I came up with the idea first. Pay me.
I am liking the Viking one because, like, at the beginning it tells not the protagonist, the
Antagonist?
antagonist is like Vikings are the devil. They rape, they pillage, and then like while he's saying all that, it shows what the Vikings are actually doing.
The trailer was really well put together.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really enjoyed it.
like women were running away from the raids and stuff, and like a Viking stopped another Viking and allowed everyone to pass by, and like they just did what they did.
They're going to be really hard pressed because Vikings were notorious for like we're just going to come take everything. Like that's what we do. Like we own everything we own, we've taken.
If you want to go back, Vikings
goal.
were the first people to find America.
Yeah, on accident.
And they got fucked up by the Indians.
Yeah.
That would have been a cool fight to see, though. Am
Yeah,
I right?
yeah.
Vikings versus Native Americans? Shit, they're both brutal. You know what I mean?
And then
they both got cool weapons.
they also were the first people to go to Africa, and they learned African religion there. And like they went to China, they went to Africa, they went to all these different countries and learned their religion there and learned their language there. So they were named the most clean at the time during the century. And
If you look at what they did this shit into, they're fucking boats, bro.
Yeah.
They rowed. They didn't just sail. Them motherfuckers rowed.
Yeah.
And those boats weren't big.
No.
They were not big boats. These
They
motherfuckers like, we're gonna go across the sea, and they were like, fuck yeah, let's do it. And they just
were
went.
A triple-sized canoe. That's what
Yeah,
they said.
that's one thing that they really did that that revolutionized them, that made them such a fierce commodity, was they revolutionized boat building. And they can make amazing lightweight boats that are fast with a good crew that a lot of places didn't have. So, like, they run up on your English shore. They could run up right down the fucking channel if they had to. And it was cool. I mean, it was awesome, you know. And
Anyway,
yeah,
getting off on history. I lost my interest with Assassin's Creed a long time ago. I'm not gonna pick this game up, but it looks cool.
I do miss buying Rome. Being able to buy Rome, that was pretty cool. Were you?
you bought Rome, huh?
Yeah.
I never played Black Flag.
Wow.
Yep.
My brother swears up and down about it though. He loves that game. So, like I said, never been my thing. I lost interest after like all the Ezio's. That was enough of it. That was enough of Ezio. Phantasy Star 2 online, long-awaited North American release.
This is kind of cool.
So
Wasn't other Mike talking about this?
Yes. Yes, he was.
Isn't this one? It's crossplay.
Yes,
It
yes,
is-
it
it
is
is
on
crossplay.
Microsoft Store for PC and Xbox, and I knew it's been out. I just didn't know it wasn't out in America.
Do you have any pictures?
There's some down here, I do believe.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's wait for that to go by. But anyway, it's Japanese MMORPG. I hear it's pretty good, but it had a lot of problems off launch. Like, they really didn't fucking handle shit, you know?
So did they have a test launch for it?
No,
or-
they had no beta.
See, I played the first Phantasy Star.
Is it free or is it like a $20?
I don't know. I have no clue.
I do want to see what it looks like because I liked how the old style looked. I bet you it's going to be pretty badass looking.
I don't. I guess I've never played
It was
Phantasy
released
Star.
in 2012.
Fantasy Star or Fantasy Star 2?
2.
However, since the official 2020 right there. May 27, 2020.
It was released in Japan back in 2012.
So it's been out in Japan for this long. But not
Okay,
here.
so it was in beta.
I did not know that. Okay.
Is that your character?
That's your. Oh, that's what fucking. Okay, so Mikey's was talking about it, right? He's like, you can be a goddamn Gundam. He's like, I'm gonna be a fucking Gundam and roll around and fuck people up. And that's one of the races because you got like male, female, you know.
Right.
Then you got Gundam. You can be a fucking Gundam. He's like, I'm doing
I'm
that.
gonna be
shit.
I'm gonna be a whole ass Gundam.
I was like, this sounds fucking dope.
I mean, let's be honest. Like, if you had to fight for a living and you had to be a man or a woman or like a lizard guy or a Gundam, which one are you picking?
Right?
I'll be the lizard guy. You know, fuck you. I'm gonna fucking fly through the air and shit. Always be Gundam.
I swear, it looks.
Well, it's like anime-esque. It's an anime RPG. Yeah, that's a fucking Gundam. Sure.
100%, bro.
Be the best Gundam you can be. Bro, with a human head too? I'm in.
I feel like you're just in a bodysuit.
All I know is I fuck with it. That looks pretty funny.
It looks cool.
But yeah,
I want to see how it looks when you play it though. Like that's cool, but I want to see what it looks like combat wise. Like if you're running around, like, if it's one of those, if it gets too MMO-y with the shit all over the screens, I really start to dip out. See, that doesn't look bad though. That's
That
simple
reminds
enough.
me of
Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter with Diablo 2.
Diablo 2 was top down, bro.
Yeah, and see, I can do this view all day. I can't do the top down Diablo.
I love top down.
It drives me nuts, man.
That's Minecraft Dungeon.
You know, I don't play Minecraft Dungeons, so that's fine. Minecraft Dungeons.
Minecraft Dungeon is just a
It's
kid's
a Diablo with the Minecraft skin.
It's
Yeah.
kids Diablo. Exactly what it is.
And it's just, I don't know. It doesn't really seem like something I want to play. This game does, though. This game looks cool as fuck. I kind of like it. So,
How about I buy it when I get home?
hey, it's not out yet for us, is
It
it?
is.
May 27, 2022, and 2022, 2022.
The fuck just happened to you?
Turbo,
I almost had to hit him on his shoulder so he quit skipping. Like, hey.
Turbo bugged out.
Fucking like that old DVD player, you know, you gotta just tap it a couple times, it'll quit.
Oh my God.
2020. Boy, you spit that out, Eminem.
That does look pretty good though.
No, yeah, I like it. I like just MMOs.
It looks cool. I can fucks with
You
that.
know, a while back, I was like, hey,
It is
everyone.
crossplay too, so if I can get it on my computer and y'all can get it on Xbox, we can still play.
I was like, hey, let's all get Monster Hunter. And then we all downloaded Monster Hunter. I was the one that never played it.
I beat it.
That's Monster Hunter all day.
And I got about halfway between where both of y'all were. I got fairly far, but not like high. I just barely tipped into the high.
I beat it, but I didn't go further hunting. I never went hunting after I beat it.
See, I got high level, and then we started getting towards all the high level like fighting and stuff, and that's when I kind of quit playing it. And then Cody did all of it, and you did less of it. So
Yeah.
But either way, that's what it kind of looks like to me a lot, which is fine. That's a good format, if you will.
I mean, it's technically an 8-year-old game, so I mean that looks good for an 8-year-old game, and it looks pretty smooth. I don't know. I'll check it out depending on how much it is, for sure. I think it'll be a fun waste of some time, which I desperately need right now.
Right.
That's something we can talk about real quick.
Well,
Oh,
that's
cool.
another. Well, as I say, you want to talk about what we've been talking about, burning our time.
Yeah.
Do you want to work? Wait, do you want to talk about getting into fighting games, or do you want to talk about what we've been playing first?
We'll do that next. We'll skip over these real quick because they're long, dead beaten horses.
Dude, dead beating horses that to reset the timers, dude.
So, our favorite dumpster fire, Fallout 76, has released a new DLC called Wastelanders, and they have introduced NPCs finally.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's the only reason I want to get back into it, because I heard NPCs got brought into the game. I was like, no way.
I re-downloaded and played it a little bit to check it out, right? And I went into my little foray of the wasteland. I ran into some people to kill. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I saw people off in the distance, and they were cultists. I was like, I don't know what the fucking cultist is. And then, like, I get a set amount of distance from them, and they immediately try to murder me. I'm like, okay, fuck that.
Time to go. Okay.
Kill them, whatever. Went to switch my character to see what I had on my other character. Game immediately crashed. I was like, still Fallout. Heard.
Yep. When I did the same thing a few months ago, I want to say it was earlier this year, I said, or at the end of last year, I was like, I'm just going to hop in here and look. I played for about 30 minutes, and the exact same thing happened to me. Game crashed.
Not only this,
What's that first up there? What the fuck are they first at? Sucking? What is that?
Number one, bro.
Fallout 76 first.
That's the first. Yeah, the first. The Fallout. What is it, like the 76? The first. It's like that's their subscription service.
Mm-hmm.
Did you remember that?
Yeah, okay. I
The
remember
$100
that.
or
Listen, I
$120.
was literally just about to get into that.
But did we cover that last time, or is that something that was?
Yeah,
in
we
between?
covered it when it came out.
But
So listen, if you subscribe, you can have your own private server, so you don't have to deal with anyone else.
so you don't crash.
You
on
can
that
play single player pretty much, right? So on top of that, you don't have any weight restrictions in your box anymore if you subscribe.
Which is something they should have had in the first place on a single player game on a normal game you buy any day of the fucking week.
So now this is all subscription based. It's you gotta pay. They remove the weight on your box. And it's like, hold up. I kind of already paid for this fucking dumpster fire of a game. Why do I have to repay for the DLC that fixes it and makes it a playable, decent fucking game? Or playable, decent fucking game. Let me put my air quotations on that. And then remove the weight restrictions. You know, like, why do I have to pay for something I already paid for?
Yeah.
I paid for a broken ass game. I better not have to pay to fix it.
Yeah. It's ridiculous, and it's just so like they will not let this ship sink.
They're trying their damnedest not to let it.
This is a ship that is sinking, and their solution is to put more gold chests full of gold on top of it.
It's the equivalent.
It's just going down,
GameStop.
dude. They can't see past their own nose. Your game's a failure, dude. I mean, people still play this shit, but I don't know why. And I still say I hate saying that because I love Fallout.
Hmm? I remember at one point when this first came out, everyone was so hyped about it.
I was excited about it. It was a good idea done extremely badly. Extremely. Yeah, poorly.
We talked
poorly.
It was talked about when Fallout 4 came out. We're like, I wish I could play this game, but with 3 other people.
So I love Fallout 4, man. And like, I was like, oh, yeah, it'd be so cool if you just had some more people in there. But it's like, no. They did some weird shit, and they built it so badly. And I hate that.
If the people who did, not Skyrim, Elder Scrolls Online,
Yep.
if they would have done it, it would have turned.
Probably would have been great.
ZeniMax.
It probably would have been great. Is it ZeniMax?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would have came out great.
They did a really good job, and that game's still going. They're having another expansion here before long. People still play that.
I cannot. Yeah, and that's another thing. That's a game that I played early on. I really didn't like it because it started to feel like another grinder, and like that's fine, but it's just not something I was wanting to get into. But there's some things I didn't like early on, but they did a really good job of improving that game to the point that it's a great game now. I from what I understand, I just hadn't really got back in there on it. I'm too far behind.
They keep throwing out DLCs, man. They still have a very solid player base. Yep. You know, like
they also probably have something to catch you up on levels.
Yeah.
Well, getting to level 50 isn't the hard part. You know, after that it's the equipment grind, and the equipment grind really isn't even that bad. Like I played for maybe a month with Mike East, and I was almost set up for my role. And I'm like, what else do I do? You know, and he's like, well, you finish out your stuff, get a couple more sets, maybe make a second character. That's pretty much all there was to do. In game, it still has a shit ton of it, you know what I mean? Anyway, other dumpster fire.
Never played this one.
I did. This one.
Did you care to play this one?
Anthem.
I wanted to at the beginning when I first saw the early like E3 screens of you flying around. You know, we're beating this dead horse too. You know what I mean? But like it looked cool.
We're going to the stable right now.
Everything I heard about it after it released, but we knew it though. We knew better, did we not? All three of us knew better. Did you played it a little bit, right?
He got it,
but you didn't pay for it, did you?
It was gifted to me.
See, that's different. We were all like on Anthem. We were like, let's just let this one be out for a few weeks and see.
I let Cody play it. I was like, Cody, how is it? And he's like, it's mediocre.
And then we started hearing all the reports of like, it's not that good.
There is literally no end game. There was all this other shit. And it's just such a shame because it's a great idea. It's an awesome idea. But
wasn't it like what Destiny was supposed to be like?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a Destiny killer is what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Well,
no.
You didn't do a very good job of that because guess what? Destiny 2 is still fucking fire. I bet you Destiny 2 and just a DLC alone did better than Anthem did this year.
Probably.
Because I know people that play Destiny now. I don't know anybody that plays Anthem.
Anthem and BioWare and EA got the same treatment Fallout 76 did. Yo, dog, what's up with this trash game you sold us? You know? And then they came out this year and later last year saying, oh, we're going to work on it and try to make it the game you expected it to be, you know, and the game we promised to sell you and whatnot. Well, they came up with a progress update a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, and the progress update was, we're 6 months out from any progress.
What the fuck? Who approved that message? There had to have been teams of people that let that message go through. Just tell them we're 6 months away from starting progress.
It's like, we're working on stuff, but we're about 6 months out from anything you can actually play. Ha! Excuse me, bitch.
You weren't allowed to fly and shoot at the same time.
No, you can. Certain classes can. Certain classes can't.
Okay.
So there's like, it's separated between like, I think 4 different classes. There's your scout, light and fast. There's a caster who does like all these electromagnetic abilities and shit. And then there's your tank, your big beefy fuck, the Colossus. And then there's some Vanguard type, pretty much the middle ground,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a neat concept. It was a decent world. They just had no end game. There was no draw in. You were just trying to do your shit so you can move on and play the big boy dungeons with your friends. And then when you did that and got your gear maxed out, there was literally nothing else to do.
What is that reminds you sort of something else? The Division.
Yeah. Well, no, see, that one's...
But I would still say the Division's...
super grind.
Yeah, but I would say it's better.
But yeah, see, the Division's better because you have PvP. There's an end game there. Like, you do all the grinding so you can stomp on kids in the Dark Zone. Like,
no, this doesn't even have
PvP.
Look, man, I'm still going to stand by what I said before. Is like Destiny was one of the best games out for a reason. They threw 3 different things into one game. Single player, multiplayer, well, 4 things technically. Single player, co-op, multiplayer, and dungeon crawling, and like MMO, like instant style raids and stuff. You've got 3 and 4 like some of the best features out of games as a whole.
Destiny raids, those were pretty.
And
fun.
and what have you done? You've stuck it into this beautiful package. And that's why I still, to this day, think that's one of the best games that's been out in a long time.
I hear it got a lot better after they got out from under Activision.
Yeah, and we talked about that before, and I'm proud of them for doing that. Because they're like, I'm tired of y'all stepping on our decisions. We're trying to make a game that we want to make for our fans. Mm-hmm. And we want to go free to play. We want to do it like this, It does. There's a part of there's an allure there to me, but I know I'm way too far behind to get back in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
But it's
I
like,
remember the last
there's a
thing we were
part of me
doing,
that's like, man, it'd be nice to get back in
were
there.
trying to
I got in
figure
there
out
not too long ago.
how to do a raid. You had to run, jump.
Dude, learning the mechanics.
Who was in there? Like I remember we tried a couple raids first try.
And we would beat them and
there's
finish
one
them.
we did a couple times. It was the fucking dark thingy ship.
Were you one of the ones that we would run Crota in like 45 minutes?
Yes.
30, 45 minutes? That was y'all, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
But then
It's been a while, but yeah.
They came out the next one where you had these pedestals that went around.
Dude, it got wild.
And
I remember
your
that.
Team
That was
your
in
team
2.
had to jump on the first one, and then that one leave behind.
Yes.
You had to jump on and
That's
one
in
stay
the-
behind.
That
one
was
stay
in
behind.
2. That was in 2. That was in the one of the DLCs that had like all the golden royal keeper dude. And it was like, that was so messed up.
But as soon as your team jumped on the first pedestal, your time started.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you're the last person didn't make it to the last pedestal
In
for
time.
everyone to start going, then you just fucking
That
fail.
was-
Everyone had to restart.
I mean, listen, when you want to talk about the most clever shit, in my opinion, ever done to a video game, look at the instance raids and the puzzles you had to do while doing what?
Killing mobs and ads and
Mobs
trying to
upon
survive.
mobs.
Wasn't there
While
a
you're trying to
team-
do a difficult... When has that ever been done before?
Not
Can
that
you
I
give
know,
me
but
an-
I'm betting it probably has been done.
Oh, okay.
Not very well, then, because I can't think of anything that's better than
But
that.
let's also bring up the Death Squad. The first people to finish the raid, were one of the first people to finish the raid, was a whole squad of deaf people. Deaf people.
Oh, yeah.
So they couldn't fucking hear, so they couldn't communicate, but they fucking figured out how to fucking get over there.
Wow, are you serious?
Yes.
That's wild.
That's just some dope shit, bro. Like, gamers are dope when it comes to shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, there's a story on Eve about that. Or, no, it wasn't Eve. What was that Starship game?
Star Citizen.
No, fuck that. That's gonna be more cyberpunk than cyberpunk. There, it's gonna be that game that never comes out.
Yeah.
But it was some ship where you literally fly a starship and you go like across a galaxy and shit, and like there was this one dude who got some type of terminal cancer and he was gonna die and he wanted to make it to this one place and do this one specific thing. And he couldn't because he kept getting killed by people. So word got out, and all of his friends banded together, and a bunch of other people got there, and they made sure he got to where he wanted to go and was able to do the thing he wanted to do. And I can't remember exactly what the fuck it was, but it's dope. Anyway, moving on to what we've been playing and what we've been wanting to get into. And some other shit, and how we feel with our time.
I have probably played more games than y'all have.
More different games. Yes.
More different games. I've kind of broadened the spectrum. How much do y'all think y'all are going to talk about Smite?
Probably not a whole lot.
Probably not a whole lot.
Y'all want to go ahead and start on that real quick because I'm going to go use the bathroom. I just got to go take a quick leak. I'll be right back.
He's gonna go take a picture of his dick in Instagram.
Damn. Well, now it's not going to be fun.
So, I've been getting really bored with Call of Duty, and so is Ivan, and we just needed something to fill the gap. And I went through my game library and was browsing through some shit, and all my buddies been talking about League and whatnot, and I was like, you know what?
Which I'm gonna pick
fucking
that.
suck
I'm
at
gonna
League.
pick that up when I buy a computer. So you better be ready for that.
I fucking suck at League. I am garbage. Like, my clicks are inaccurate. I don't know how to build what. I don't know who to build. I don't know none of that shit.
I feel like there's more characters and more things in the league.
Fuck
than
yeah,
there
there
is.
is. That's why I like Smite better. But anyway, so I was like, what's something... what is League? A MOBA. What is MOBA like that I could play? Smite. So I hopped on Smite. And I effectively got two of my other buddies into it. And then I was like, hey, Ivan!
And I still promise that I am going to go look at it a little bit because I've been kind of finding things to play, other than Call of Duty. So I got it downloaded. I'm going to get in there and give it a shot.
It's if you go in there and you don't know what's going on, it's a lot to take in.
You're going to have a bad time.
And that's one thing that I hate.
But if you go in there and you finally... Because, like, when I started, I didn't know how to build anybody.
Look,
I didn't know anything.
That run me off of
they still
Black
get
Desert.
on to me for my builds, but I like my build.
I can't tell you how many times. All right, so there's these two items you get, right?
Yeah.
You get one at level 1 when you spawn, right? And then you get one at level 12. They're called relics, okay? So they're like your active abilities. They let you teleport a set distance or teleport to one of your towers or heal a set amount of health, so on and so forth, right? Ivan would always forget to get them. And the thing is, it flashes in front of your screen when you leave the fountain, which is where you spawn. It flashes and like, you're forgetting to buy a relic. You should go back and get that. And I was just like, nope, fuck you.
Fuck that! I'm fucking out of here,
I'm
motherfucker!
gonna go fight. Relics don't sound like killing anybody. You know what I mean?
And I would look like at the end of the match, because you can look at the end of the match details and see like certain person's build. So like if you're getting fucked up by someone, you're like, man, what was that build? And you can check it out. Well, I would see Ivan and I would see his build and I'd critique it like I always do. And then I would look over and I would see where the relics are and he would have none. And I was like, hold up, Ivan.
Wait, hold on.
Did you get a relic? He's like, what's a relic? And I'm like, motherfucker!
Not only that, like, there's characters where you'll need to be really beefy, really strong. I'm like, fuck that. I don't care about that. So I'll build them to do, like, major crit damage. Like, I'm rolling, like, 1,000 hit markers.
He's like going glass cannon style. Yeah. Like, this is all or
supposed
nothing.
to be a take.
But see, look, that's how I like to play, though. But, like I would, like, when I was playing, like, WoW, like, I had a blood elf. And, I fucking, like, my favorite thing to do is, like, I don't really care about armor as much as I care about, can I bullseye you for, like, 20K? Like, that's what I want to do. I want to see those big yellow numbers pop up on the screen in front of me, you know? Because, like, on WoW, it was, like, your normal numbers, and they kind of go up, and then you'll see, like, a giant crit number float up, and, like, I want to see those floating. And so, like, fuck my health. I want to bop you in the head for $1 million.
So we were playing Joust, and I was playing Mulan. I was like, I'm going to try this Mulan build that I saw, where it was that mask where you can two-hit people, right? I was trying to get that on there. But it wasn't working because they brought, like, mainly guardians and mages. And so I was like, this isn't going to work out well. So it's like level 18. I finally, like, threw all my shit away, everything that I bought, put a whole bunch of, like, armor on. And, like, Cody was like, bro, why were you doing so much crit and not fucking... You weren't protecting anything. I was like, bro, how much fucking protection do you want? I have all these fucking shields and everything else that I bought. And he's like... could have swore you did a crit damage for 600.
This motherfucker had me second guessing like I was going crazy.
And TJ backed me up, and then TJ thought back. He's like, "Wait, no, you did do 600 fucking crit damage."
Because I was sitting there watching him after I died, right? And I'm sitting there watching Ivan farm a camp, and I see him just swinging for the fences, like attack speed through the roof, just swinging his sword around. And then I see a big old crit number pop. I'm like, this motherfucker built crit on a warrior. What the fuck am I seeing here?
I mean, it would definitely be something that you wouldn't be expected to run into on the battlefield. He's like, oh, let's see what kind of warrior he is.
And then when
is he a tank or is he a DPS warrior? No, he's a crit warrior. It's like shit. I wasn't ready for that.
One of the things that I love about this game is that we were playing Joust again, and I think the very next game we all picked Guardians.
Yep.
Where Guardians don't do any damage.
So
they do none.
Let me break down the Guardian real quick for anyone listening.
Just pure defense.
So there is
tank.
5 different sets of classes, right? So there's Assassin, Hunter, which is your ADC. They use bows, long range, basic attack damage. They're your crit people. And then there's your Mage, and then there's your Warrior, which is your frontline brawler. I'm up in your face throwing damage. May not be crisp, but I'm throwing damage and I'm here. And then there's your Guardian, who sticks to your weaker characters. He's your front line. He is the dude out there with the shield. You know.
He usually ends with 3,000 health, which is
if not more, yeah.
Yeah, a fucking lot.
So you roll around with your Guardian. But anyway, Ivan was saying we picked 3 Guardians.
So it was my idea to run in there with 3 Guardians. I picked Cerberus. He's a Guardian. Ymir, which I don't know if anyone knows about Smite, but you play as gods or people who are the equivalent of a god, like King Arthur, Hercules, stuff like that. And I forget who he
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu's going to be new.
I know. He told me, and I'm already
So
that's it. Everybody.
The crab guy. He picked the crab guy, did he not?
Yeah, he picked Khepri.
Picked Khepri. Picked Ymir and Cerberus. Well, Cody went damage Ymir, which is he has a lot of health, but he also does a lot of damage. And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do that too. And so like my movement speed and everything about my character, which Cerberus is a dog, a 3-headed dog, if nobody knows that. Then
what? I'm just kidding.
Sorry. Did not know that.
No, they're a company that invests in corporations and buys them out.
And I gave 2 shits about going in there because I knew I had a lot of health just for being a Guardian alone. You have like 2,500 health just for a normal build. And so I went in there. I would go in there, start fucking shit up, but every time I ran in there or Cody ran in there, everyone got scared and ran away.
Like, you could see 3 people just 180 and start going the opposite direction. They're like, nope, fuck that.
Because, like, I would go, like, there was one point where Cody did enough damage to them, but then they ended up killing him, but then I went in there and finished them off. Or I would go in there and do enough damage in there, and Cody would go in there and finish them off.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
These people quit, like, at the 10-minute mark in the match, you can surrender. They quit at 15 because it was, like, 17-5 or 17-6. Like,
Guardians aren't supposed to get kills.
No. So we had like 17 kills and we were fucking them up.
That does sound pretty cool.
And we looked at it and we're like, this wasn't supposed to happen.
we were totally expecting
to lose. We were in
lose.
there to go in there to lose, and like we wrecked shop with these 3 Guardians.
That's pretty cool. See, that's pretty fun. How long would you think if I started playing that game like tonight?
I could take you to a couple bot matches and give you a couple pointers on builds, and if you selected like 1 or 2 gods and positions that you wanted to play and you would stick with, I could get you up to speed in like a night.
Say you're an assassin.
But my thing was, how long would it take for me to get caught up to like y'all's level?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
There's no level on that.
There's not. It doesn't. It's not tiered up like that.
Every match starts you out at your base level. So like when you get into your match, whatever god you select, you start at level 1. And then you earn your gold and shit in that match to buy your
max level character 20 ending, and you want to try and beat them before they get to level 20.
Otherwise, it's just going to be a really long drawn out fight. I had 2 or 3 days ago, I think, maybe 4, maybe the beginning of this week. I had a 68-minute match.
Yeah, I want to say it was about 65 minutes.
That's got to get daunting after a while, though.
It gets brutal. It is a test of endurance because, like, the team I was playing against on that was murdering us, fucking us up. But after about the 50-minute mark, they started petering out. They were just, I guess they just got tired of playing the game.
They built their build first, but it was like our build was
the counter build.
Yeah, the counter build for it. So we were like, fuck y'all, and they didn't know how to react to that.
Okay.
There's a lot of build mechanics in there. When you
And
get really in-depth,
there are strategies you can do where, like, you can have, there's 5 on a team. You can have 4 of them keeping up with the other, like battling it out. And you have one person that goes on the outer skirts, and they'll work towers up. They'll work a tower up, and they'll work a tower up, and eventually that one person will start to take out the Titan.
There's some serious match dynamics in there.
Yeah.
It's a lot to learn, but it's so.
Well, like I said, I promised you I was going to have a look at it because like I said, I am kind of searching for things to play right now. So I might try, but like I said, I did my time with MMOs. You know,
It's not an MMO. It's a MOBA.
I know it's a MOBA, and honestly, most MOBAs don't look like games I want to play. I have played Smite before. I had no idea what I was doing, and I only played a couple matches, and it was years ago.
We'll go play some bots. I'll give you the lowdown.
And also, if you pick a character, like I've been using Erlong Shing here lately.
Chinese
god.
legend or deity.
And if I use him as a warrior, I know a build to put on him. If I use him as a jungle, I know a build to put on. I use the same build for jungle versus because you have roles that you do. Like people tell you what your role is because you can pick it before you start anyway.
Anyway, enough about Smite.
Yeah.
What else have we been playing? You've been playing Skate 3 because you're anticipating Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remastered.
Yes, I am. Because that's kind of news is they're coming out with a remaster of Tony Hawk 1 and 2 later on this year, which is awesome. I'm happy about that. I liked most of the Tony Hawk games minus the last few that they made. Because some of them they were getting crazy. But that's all you had at the time.
Yeah.
And then this little game come out called Skate. And it was supposed to be a more realistic version of skateboarding. Now, me as a kid and a younger teen, I was big into skateboarding. So even when I got older and I looked at a game that was more about the technical of skateboarding and made it look more realistic, you can't do like 1260 backflip, you know. Well, I say you can't. It's not easy if you do it. Okay, but it's more of a realistic game that looks real and it's way more intuitive as in like, okay, and Tony Hawk to do like a kickflip, it was like left and X after you ollied with A. Okay, are you with me? Mm-hmm. It was like either left or right with X. Okay. In Skate, as you learned earlier, right before the podcast, to do just like an ollie or a kickflip, you have to. Your right stick is now your kicking foot on your skateboard. So to do that, you have to pull your stick down to like the 6 o'clock point.
I thought you had to go forward and then back.
That's
to do like a nollie.
Yeah, nollie.
You had to do everything opposite to how you normally would do it on your thumbstick. So you would pull your stick back to like 6 o'clock position and then flick it forward to the 12 o'clock position to do an ollie. Well, to do any subsequent trick after that is a combination, almost like a fighting game, of your thumbstick movements. Like quarter circle turns, you should know what that means if you play fighting games, like half circles, quarter circles that are going back up across the thumbstick axis just to do your tricks. And that's just for like kick flip tricks. And then it's like, anyway, it's...
Can you use the keypad?
The keypad does different things, but not much. Like one of them's like jump, like bandage your board. B like stops, but but they change. Like so, when you get in midair, B will pull your board out to do a Christ air. But then you can do variations of that. You hold up on the stick, he'll hold it up over his hand. If you leave it out on the right, hold it to the right. If you hold it down, he'll hold it behind him. Shit like that. So it's like it was way more technical. So to do something in Tony Hawk that would just do a few button combinations and you've done it, in this game you've got to lay out long strings of thumb combos almost to do something mediocrely cool, but
yeah,
I respected the technical side of it, and it gets difficult. What I've been doing lately, since the announcement, we were like, man, that'll be cool to play that new Tony Hawk game. Let's re-download Skate 3. So we re-downloaded Skate 3, and dude, there's been lobbies of us and people on my friends list of 7 and 8. And it has been one of some of the best multiplayer experiences I've had in the last year. Because of sitting there and you'll have a spot and you're going to try to see who get the highest score on this spot. And you literally take turns. And when you take turns, you're watching each other do it. So there's a little bit of downtime, but there's a lot of people there. But I'll watch you, and every time you fuck up, dude. If you're trying to that one line that you can't do right, and I'll be like, don't do it, Cody. You know you can't make that jump. And you'll sit there and try it, and fuck you, and you'll bail out. I was like, I fucking told. Anyway, but like the competition becomes fun because it's different. And I told you about this the other night. I was like, if us three are playing the game, and I have the highest score, you only get 3 runs for a match, okay? And I have the highest score, I want you to beat that score. So when you're doing your run, and it looks like it's going to be a good run, he's getting some nice numbers, he's skating real good, I'm like, come on, dude, you got this. I'm gassing you up because I want you to beat me. Because now I got to come back and beat you harder because now I got my run coming up again. You just beat my highest score. Fuck, now I got to put up. And it's been a lot of fun because it's like it's competitive, but it's not like, and it's just with your friends. So it's like, it's been amazing. We've had so much fucking fun. Me and Sean are building a mega park right now that is going to blow some of our friends' minds that play with this game. But like, anyway, it's been a lot of fun as a distraction because we got bored and playing Call of Duty and shit like that. During quarantine, we beat a lot of games. Mm-hmm. So I know y'all didn't play too much during quarantine. So y'all didn't play Resident Evil 3.
No.
At all.
No. Because we weren't quarantined like some people.
That's true. Y'all were busy, and I apologize. But just to run through Resident Evil 3, it's Resident Evil 2 remake again. It's just Resident Evil 3. It's a little shorter. It's a little shorter than Resident Evil 2. There's only one story mode. It's Claire's, and you're going through.
Getting chased by
Jill.
Nemesis.
I'm sorry, wrong chick.
Wrong
chick. Jill. She's getting chased by Nemesis instead of Mr. X this time. They added some new things to it. They made it to where you actually have a dodge that is literally a parry system in a shooting game. I don't know if you saw that. You should watch some dudes that speedrun that game. Because now you have your B button as a parry button. And if you time it right, you can do a perfect parry. And when you do a time right on perfect parry, it slows the game down and it auto targets whatever attacked you straight to their forehead. So, I've watched people, Nemesis does like what Tyrant used to do. Busts out of nowhere and starts fucking you up. And Nemesis is way harder than Tyrant ever dreamed to be. Nemesis like jumps over you instead of Tyrant just walking his same path. So, you're fighting this motherfucker. And keep in mind, you can't kill him. He's just a Tyrant. He's another, But you can literally, I've watched people sit there and dodge his every attack and bullseye him and shit like that and down him in like seconds. He's like, you can't kill him, but you can down him type situation. So it's like that. You can definitely see the Resident Evil 2 takeovers and stuff like that. It's a good game by far. It's definitely a lot shorter. Like if you mainline, don't bullshit around, you can beat the campaign in 8 hours.
Is it back to the survival horror aspect still? It's like
it's still
ammo's still fucking scarce.
It is.
It probably depends on what.
It's just like 2, but keep in mind, like your standard version, there's always usually enough ammunition to take care of every job. The harder difficulty you get, that ammunition goes a lot less.
And the
so
game
you
also
have to be
learns
careful.
off of you. So you get more headshots, it's going to give you less
That's
ammo.
true. They never got rid of that system. They gave you a knife that doesn't break.
Oh, thank God.
Fuck, dude. That was the hardest.
But they took away the ability to do the grenade in the mouth or the knife, and that can instant kill, but you lost your knife. That was a big trade-off because, like, especially for like speedrunners or people that are pros playing on difficulty levels for runs or whatever, like every grenade has a specific purpose. That grenade you pick up in that office is used 30 minutes later in the next zone in this one spot. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So like your resources are very crucial.
They're timed out. You know where to put them. You know what to do with them.
You know what you're supposed to do with those. And they kind of took that out to where now your grenades, you can't shove it into a mouth on accident. Because that was a bad problem with that is if your knives are broken, it auto switches to a grenade to stick it in his mouth. I keep using Ivan as the zombie. Stick it in your mouth. And like, they took that out and gave you a knife that's invincible. So it's easier to body check shit. Because that was
I am ready for Resident Evil 4 remastered.
Boy,
I forgot about this, and I don't know how I feel about this.
Because the chainsaw dude with the burlap sack over his fucking face.
I fucking hated them.
You drop into that pit, and like 3 of them fucking fall down. And you're like, I have 2 bullets, motherfuckers.
Yeah. I'm sure we've talked. I know I've brought it up before as one of my favorite games ever made. Resident Evil 4.
Didn't that one have the face check system with the grenades too? Mm-mm. I want to say it did.
No, I don't remember.
Or was that 5?
You could not face check anybody with a grenade.
Okay, so I think 5 had it.
4 or 5 were my
I
favorite.
don't
It
remember
would auto.
5.
5 was the one you played as Chris Redfield, and then you had
Africa.
And the one off chick that we never seen again.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure you can face check someone with a grenade, and I'm
You
almost dead
could-
sure.
You could not in 5, but it might be 6 that you could do that in.
I'm
because
almost dead sure I played one of these, and I did it with a stun grenade.
You can. Okay, that was the remake, Resident Evil 2, the last one you
And
played.
I went blind
Yes.
and died.
It doesn't matter what grenade you stick in their mouth. If you have one, that is one of your knockoffs. But what's bad about that now, though, is if you get hit by a zombie, you can't knock them off. You can stop their attack from going further, but you're still going to take 1 pip. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah, that's not that bad.
It used to be with the knife or the grenade. If they're attacking you and their head's like slowly going, you have the QTE to pop a grenade
yeah.
or a knife. You could do it and not take any damage. So therefore, you could have no damage taken whatsoever in an encounter that you failed. Now, if you fail and the zombie grabs you, you're guaranteed to take 1 pip. You're going to take 1 hit. If you don't do your QTE right, you're going to take more than 1 hit.
Mm-hmm.
There's no 100% zombie has grabbed me, I can get the zombie away now. That doesn't exist anymore. So it can be a little bit more difficult.
I mean, I could run that perfect parry. I feel like I would fuck around with the first zombie I found until I got that parry right, and I would never get hit the rest of the game.
I was not using it the right way.
The Dark Souls in me would come out.
I was not using it the right way. I watched some people play it, and I was like, fuck. They got the timing down and everything. They got like tyrants or they were getting tyrants' movements down perfect to know when they needed to pair. It was a good game, but it was very short. That's something that kind of pissed me off about it. And there was not much replay value to me, other than difficulty being more difficult. That's it. But it wasn't bad.
Well, we were talking about burning our time in here in a minute. We'll make this quick. Me and Ivan have been talking about Apex. And then my buddy, one of my other friends, have been talking about getting back into Apex, which seems interesting. I'm going to be honest, I haven't been up to date. I haven't watched people play it. I would like to delve back in without anyone spoiling that for me, so I could,
Also, I think that all the scrubs are playing Call of Duty right now, so if we jump back in there, we're going to be fucking gone.
And here's my thing in between both of y'all's points of view with this is like, I'm getting really tired of the battle royales, even in Call of Duty. I'm getting tired of them. It's just it's a platform that keeps getting shoved down my throat. I'm just not having fun when I play them. Like I'll play, like y'all guys will ask me, and I'll be like,
having fun with
okay.
Call of Duty because we suck at it.
No, that's no, because when I go play the normal TDM mode and domination mode, I do just fine.
Battle Royale, because the Battle Royale is crossplay on this Call of Duty.
It's not just that. It's so fucking hard because we've had this discussion before. It's oversaturated. The maps
Too small.
Time to kill is very quick, even with body armor.
and weird at the same time because it can be long as fuck for me. But
I'm tired of the battle royale thing. So even talking about going back to a game like Apex to delve back into, I'm just kind of like, you know what? I might jump in there and play around, but I've been having more fun the last few weeks online. Well, Skate's been fun. Skate, but playing just normal Call of Duty. Like every time you jumped in with me and Sean and everybody, it's like, I just want to play this. I want to play Dom, or I want to play, TDM or something like that, and that's fun to me.
For me, I'm kind of lost on it because I already got Damascus. But anyway, that's a whole.
That's because you sprint head first to the finish line.
That's me.
But
What else was there? We were talking about outside of that before you got here, Ivan. We were talking about picking some fighting games up, like getting back into Dragon Ball Z, and then possibly once you get a PC, getting the Guilty Gear Strive.
You ever seen Guilty Gear much?
I want to say I have, yeah.
It's probably one of the more pretty fighting games out there. The curve.
Yeah, no, I've seen that.
There will be a curve in this game, but it won't be astronomical. But there is a curve.
I'm going to buy me a joystick controller.
I was thinking the same thing.
I've used them, and I do not like them.
But yeah, it looks beautiful,
Yeah,
and I'm going to buy it on PC.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely going to be playing that.
Yeah, it's something I'm going to look into. It's brand new, though, so it's like a full-price game. But it's at EVO. It's made its way to EVO easily for what it is, because Guilty Gear has always been a game that's been at EVO. DB Fighter Z's been out too long. We haven't played it enough. It'd take us a while to get back into that. But what was the other game we were looking at possibly?
The Power Rangers one?
Oh, dude, Power Rangers, bro! Have you seen the Power Rangers fighting game? Pull it up.
Bro.
While you're pulling that up, real quick, I want to say I played 2 other games. I played Doom Eternal, and it was fantastic. Best shotgun, I would argue, best shotgun ever made in a video game ever. And The Surge 2 was a fantastic game.
Have downloaded.
I thought they said Battle for the Girl. I was like,
Now,
okay,
this is season 2, by the way. This game's been out, and we never heard about this. You gotta watch this shit.
Doggy Kruger.
Look at these fights, bro.
Oh, this is Dragon Ball Z with the fucking sword.
Look at this shit, dog. This is Power Rangers, bro.
It looks fucking dope, but like I don't know if I want to get caught dead paying for it.
Right?
But like if you gave it to me for free, I'd be like, let's go see what they got in here. You know, let's run some combos. But like
The fucking sword game. Oh, why do they make it like an old movie, like a 1990s fucking film?
It's Power Rangers.
Coming soon to theaters near you.
But for real,
dude, it's like I hope they lean into it a little bit because it's like that looks fun. Look at the cross-ups, bro. Overhead. Dude, change-ups? Fucking come on, dude. You know what? No. Run it back. You know what we're doing? Fuck Guilty Gear. We're getting that. We're getting Power Rangers.
Fuck you, I'm getting Guilty Gear.
I know Guilty Gear does look dope, even though it's $60 fucking right now for fighting game.
I'm fine with that. I've been wanting to get into one because, like I said, I feel like I'm losing my edge and my want to with most shooters. So I want to get into something I can still be
that's all we've
competitive
been
in.
playing. That's why I keep trying to tell you, like, Skate's been fun because it's competitive, but it's not a shooter, so it's different. It's hard. It's awesome. The Surge 2, a game I played recently. Right now, I was wanting to cover this a little bit more, but I'm going to try to make it as not too lengthy, but the Surge is one of those franchises that is to me one of the more Souls-like franchises out there, tried and true. Meaning, like, it is more like Dark Souls than the majority of the ones that think they are. The Surge 2, fucking amazing game, beautiful, complicated, hard, exactly what we normally
Do
like.
I have to know anything about Surge 1 before I play it?
No,
Okay,
I
no
didn't finish Surge 1.
No Link, just same world.
It's the same. Some stuff's the same, but no, the story's different.
Okay.
Story's different. It's lengthy. It's hard. I beat it, and I fucking love it. It's a sleeper. It is a sleeper if there's ever been a game, even if you're not a Dark Souls fan. But it is very Dark Souls-esque. There's a lot of number crunching, tier type stuff. Tons of armor and weapon sets that look fucking dope. Runs at a crispy 60.
The
It's a
only
beautiful
reason
game.
I liked Dark Souls 2 and 3. And
Shortcut
1
porn. Tons of it.
Because of I get to play with my friends.
I'll still play it.
Unfortunately, that is not something that's in this game. It's never been a multiplayer game.
I'll still play it.
But right now, it is on my list for sleeper of the year, maybe even best game right now.
It's on Game Pass, so you can get it for free too.
It is free. Doom Eternal, fucking awesome.
Devil.
Doom Eternal, fucking awesome. Best shotgun ever. Side by side super shotgun with a chain. So when you're running through the mayhem of demon slaying, you can just pick out the guy to be like, you, Clink, you're going to die first. And it's just awesome. It was really good. They really made some big improvements from 2016 to Doom Eternal that made the game amazing. They worked on mobility in a first-person shooter to a next level. You got air dash, you got double dash. Like, they really worked on, like, you got to move, dude.
Yeah, they probably wanted it down to more of the speed factor, you know.
And it's fast, dude. It's like you cannot you cannot stand in the corner with any gun in that game and just fight them off from the corner. You can't do it. They have built that game to where you have to shoot and move.
I remember someone worked it out on the first Doom game, how fast the man was walking, right?
Dude,
57 meters per second.
Dude, yeah, you move a lot faster than you're supposed to.
What they did was, in the first Doom game, everyone was like a set amount of pixels high, right? So they took that person, his height, planed it out, set the pixels right, and they're like, this is a 6-foot man, standard German. He's like, 6-foot man, that high, and you're traveling like 4 of his lengths in like fucking half a second.
Yeah.
And they're like, so he's moving at like, and they calced it all out, and he's like 57.85 meters second.
Those first Doom iterations, I always had the sensation of like you're floating, like you're not like you're walking. They gave you a bob,
Yeah.
but the bob to me just added to the fact that we're floating.
Yeah.
Because that's what it felt like. It never felt like you were walking or stomping around or nothing. It was just like you'd be running through the long brick hallway, just like fucking skating, dude. Like you're running the fucking Death Star run, you know.
Oh, it was great.
But definitely, like, dude, it's stupid fun. The story is actually cool in both of them for what they are. But what's fucking awesome is it's just dumb fun. It's just like, hey, you're just gonna have to go in this area and kill them all. Good luck.
I'll definitely be hopping on Skate with you at some point since it's downloading, and then
Yeah.
Well, hey, there's video.
Say hi. Who are you interrupting our show right now?
We were literally at the end.
Who are you?
I'm sorry, I'm Haley. Hi, Mike.
Hi, how are you? Good to see you.
Okay.
Anyway, we're out, guys.
Peace.
Oh yeah, my phone died. Bye guys.